Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is the MBTI personality type assessment of Brook Shields. But before we dive into this topic, I would like to know who would be interested in a 2-hour online group meditation course. I've been meditating for about 30 years, so about an hour a day. And over time, I've developed a new technique that helps people get into a meditative state much faster. So if you are interested, the cost is $50 Canadian, and you can send me an email at jmaceus@sexualhealthsite.info, and in the subject line you could put the word meditation, and I will send you the details. Now it would be based on availability of people, so it will be most likely be during the evenings or the weekends in terms of the time in the day. So let's go back to the topic at hand. If we look at the 16 MBTI personality types, they can be grouped into four main ones. The first ones are sensor judgers, the second sensor perceivers, the third intuitive thinkers, and the last one intuitive feelers. To me, Brook Shields is a sensor perceiver, and I will explain why. I have some notes on screen so I don't miss anything. Brooke Shields is an American actress, model. She's pretty athletically built. She's like 6 feet tall, and also an entrepreneur. She was born on May 31st, 1965 in New York. When her mother announced that she was pregnant, her father's family paid her a sum to terminate the pregnancy. But her mother took the money and violated the agreement, and she gave birth to Shields. Brooke has ancestral links with a number of noble families in Italy, in particular in Genoa and Rome. She is the only child but has two stepbrothers and three half-sisters on her father's side. Her mother, unfortunately, was an alcoholic, so there were some issues in the family. When Shields was only 5 days old, her mother openly stated that she wanted her to be active in show business, saying that she's the most beautiful child and she's going to help her in her career. Shields began her career as a model. She was only 11 months old in 1966. Growing up, she took piano lessons, ballet, horseback riding, and so forth because her mother wanted her to have the tools to succeed in the entertainment business. She was raised Roman Catholic. She attended New Lincoln School until the 8th grade. She graduated from high school, and then she went to Princeton University to pursue a bachelor's degree in French literature, and she graduated in 1987. She gained critical acclaim at age 12 for her leading role in the movie Pretty Baby. She was playing a child prostitute. She continued to model into her late teenage years and starred in several dramas in the 1980s. In the 1990s, Shield returned to acting after she finished her degree and appeared in minor roles in films. She also starred in Suddenly Susan, which is a sitcom, for which she received 2 Golden Globe nominations, and also she was in the program Lipstick Jungle. In 2017, she returned to NBC with a major recurring role in Law and Order in the show's 19th season. She also voiced Beverly Goodman in Mr. Pickles and its spin-off Mama Named Me Sheriff. Shields has appeared in several Broadway musical theater productions such as Grease, Cabaret, Chicago, and Wonderful Town. In 2006, she wrote Down Came the Rain, My Journey Through Postpartum Depression, and in 2015, she published There Was a Little Girl, about the relationship she had with her mother. This year, in 2023, she's the subject of the documentary Pretty Baby. In 2009, Shields revealed that she lost her virginity at age 22 to actor Dean Cain while they were dating at Princeton. And that is kind of interesting because that was a contrast between the image that was, advertised about her in her real life. So she said that she didn't know if she was supposed to, be this pure and innocent girl versus someone who was sexually interested or sexually active. Because if you look at her career, she played a child prostitute at age 12, and she even posed for a Playboy, and actually her mother agreed to that when she was a child, I think like 10 or 11 years old. So that sort of this real contrast. So knowing that she was 22 when she lost her virginity, again, that sort of created sort of like a difficult way of understanding her own identity. That's what she said in some of her interviews. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, despite coming out against the fur industry in 1989, Shields later went on to create her own mink fur coat business. In terms of her personal life, Shields was married twice from 1997 to 1999 to tennis player Andre Agassi. Following her divorce, she married television writer Chris Henshey in 2001. They have two daughters together, and they live in New York City. She was, just on a side note, one of Michael Jackson's friend, and she spoke at his funeral in 2009. And her net worth right now is about $45 million US. So if we look at Brook Shields' life trajectory, again, it is in line with sensor perceivers. But in her case, it was kind of extreme because she started modeling when she was only 11 months old. Obviously, it's a mother who took the reins of her career very early on. But she continued on this trajectory. So in other words, it's something that interested her. She took ballet lessons, piano lessons, she also obviously learned how to pose as very early on as a model. So in terms of what interests her in terms of later on even doing acting and even different types of acting in terms of Broadway. She did obviously musicals, but also interested in drama, in comedy with certainly students. So in other words, it's not only being interested in entertainment, but various types. And that is something you'll see in sensor perceivers. So these are people who are curious. They're the creative type. They like to take chances. Even the fact that she decided to stop for a while and go to, let's say, to university and come back. I mean, again, this is something you'll see with sensor perceivers. In other words, they are willing to, let's say, change their careers or say, okay, well, let's see if it's going to work. They have high tolerance for uncertainty compared to, let's say, sensor judges or the types of personality types. Now, whether or not Brook Shields is a feminine versus masculine energy, I would say she's most likely a feminine energy in the sense that she comes across as empathetic, kind. She wants to get along with others, even in terms of her personal life. Like her mother was an alcoholic. She would defend her mother, although she did not agree with some of her behaviors. Especially when you think about it, at an early age, she was like a child. Her mother agreed that she would be photographed by Playboy. I would say that if the person was more disagreeable or left brain dominant, they will probably be maybe more maybe resentful or be maybe have more of a pushback. But you can tell that Brooke, she admitted that she was defending her mother, so she wants to get along, to keep harmony, and that you'll see that more person is right brain dominant than left brain dominant. And so in other words, since you're a sensitive perceiver, it means that she probably has introverted feeling, either has a first or second function. Now, whether or not Brooke Shields is an extrovert versus an introvert, I would lean more her being an extrovert in the sense that, and when you talk about brain type, it is from birth. It's rare that people can change their brain type even as they get older. So if, let's say, at less than a year old, she was comfortable in front of the camera, it means that most likely she's an extrovert because, at a very young age, children are very natural. So if, let's say, she was an introvert and you need to be alone or only with a few close friends and family members to feel comfortable, being the center of attention would actually be put off. So I would say that because she started so young and continued on that path even up to this day, it means that she's someone he is comfortable being an entertainer. Based on the information, I would say that Brook Shields is most likely an ESFP. There are a couple of points that I forgot to mention, in the sense that the center perceivers tend to be attracted to entertainment, but also business. So Brook Shields did create her own company, and the other point as well is that she's quite athletic. Center perceivers tend to be good in that particular field, because when Brook Shields was a child, she did take ballet lessons, and even up to now, she's quite athletic. So for all these reasons, again, I would say that Brook Shields is most likely an ESFP. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this MBTI personality type assessment by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in a 2-hour online group meditation course by sending me an email at jmaceus@sexualhealthsite.info. In the subject line, you put the word meditation. The course will cost $50 Canadian per person, and it will take place during the weekday evenings or the weekends. It would be based on demand. So click on the notification bell to be notified of other videos I'm going to be making. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.